So literally on I'm on Instagram via my phone straight ahead, and then I got some up here where I'm streaming to YouTube right now. I'm streaming to Facebook, and I'm also streaming to Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is. My daughter, when I saw it, um, my daughter was just saying, my daughter's 12, and she was like, "Oh, Twitch." I'm like, "All right, let me go see what Twitch is about." So, yeah, just checking in with y'all. Just checking in with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Daily. I want to. So my goal is just to kind of give y'all context, and this is just a test run, so that's why it's not as structured. But I used to do not even daily, a weekly radio show called the Ashcast Show on WACR in New York. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I just stopped really doing it. I probably did like 3 or 4 podcast episodes, but I didn't really continue. And so my goal now is to do a daily show where I'm just really kind of going over all the. So number one, give you some inspiration. Number two, I want to go over some daily financial news just to kind of talk about that. And then I get a lot of questions as well. That some people always hit me on a DM and ask questions, and I feel like it'd be dope if I could um, answer people's questions. And do just because like a lot of times people ask me questions, and those questions are not necessarily only exclusive to that person, that there might be other people that need to know those things. And so I'm going to start doing that as well, where I could answer questions that I get through the DM. And so I guess we could start with I want to start with some daily motivation, right? And so I posted a quote today on my Instagram and on my Facebook that says, wait, hold on for a second. That says, "The universe is not in a hurry. You are. It's why you are anxious, stressed, and disappointed. Trust that what was meant to be yours will be yours." And just to start, I want everybody to understand that you don't have to beg and plead and always ask the universe for the things that you want. In fact, I mean, the universe, God knows what you want, right? And so the problem is that a lot of times when we get stressed, when we're impatient, when we're like feeling disappointed, that's because we are operating on our time and not God's time, not the universe's time, right? And the truth of the matter is, even from a more metaphysical space, you're not going to get what you want out of life until you are in vibration with that thing, right? Meaning that if you are not aligned with that thing, I don't care how bad you want it, if you're not aligned with it, you're not going to get it, And so it's important to understand that. God, the universe hears you, understands you, knows what you want, but you have to be aligned you have to be aligned. You have to trust God's timing, and God's timing is really when you are in a line, when you there's no desperation, right? Because desperation is not a good feeling. Desperation isn't that feeling that means you're aligned. Like, if you're aligned, then you feel it, then you know it's yours. You're not there's a lot of things that I desire that I might not necessarily have right now. And I know if it's meant for me to have it, I will have it. But at the same time, I also recognize that, I'm not aligned with it, right? There might be other things that need to be moved out the way that causes my alignment with some of these things. And it doesn't even have to be grand. It could be the smallest thing, right? From the smallest perspective, you have to be aligned in order to, get the things that you want. So, I wanted to give y'all that quote real quick, just from a finance news perspective. And so when you look at the stock market is rebounding a little bit. So the Nasdaq is up 2.81%, S&P is up 2.29%, Dow Jones is up 1.99%, gold is up 2.97%, oil is up, and a 10-year Treasury is up 5.6%. Um, also, uh, do me a favor. So if you on, I don't know how I'm gonna do this because right now I could only see my, or maybe I could switch over, but I could only see my comments on Instagram. And so if you guys want to ask questions, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to ask questions on YouTube. But if you're watching me on Facebook, maybe I could log on to my other phone on Facebook and then Instagram. If y'all could just put the questions in that little question box, so that way I won't have to scroll up. Because I think somebody asked a question, but that's like a different angles. Yeah, I know somebody asked a question on Instagram, and I have to scroll up to see. Can someone tell me how to save an IG live for later? Oh, that was even a question for me. Um, when you say save IG live for later, you need a producer too. Yeah, no, I definitely need a yo. I definitely need a yo. Hit me, man. Definitely hit me because I'm talking to somebody about helping produce like produce it afterwards. But yeah, hit me, man. I am Pratt. Oh, that's that's my guy. Yo, Martin, what up, B? I ain't even know that was you, bro. Yo, hit me, bro. You got my math. Hit me, bro. Let's connect, man. I didn't even know that was you. But yeah, hit me, man, cause I definitely yeah, man, it's time. It's time. But yeah, definitely hit me. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, hit me. I didn't even realize because sometimes I see these names, but I don't even know. And you the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like we got history, man. Yeah, I need to be on LinkedIn. I just applied for LinkedIn. And so I gotta wait because I think I tried to do it on LinkedIn, but they said I had to put an application in. And I think because of COVID is just not it's just not rocking. But yeah, let's definitely talk because this is the time, man. I need to rock out on all those platforms. And so yeah, so back to the daily news, right? So the stimulus package. So today they have a stimulus package that's coming out. 484 billion dollars. And so it's been approved so far, and it goes to the House today. And the bill is for like small businesses, so a second round, because as you know, the money that was given for small businesses kind of ran out, and like it ran out really quickly. And so they have a second round coming out. They also have money set aside for COVID-19 testing, and they have billions of dollars set aside for hospitals. And so that should go to the House today. So we'll see if that gets approved. The one thing I wanted to point out too, right? And so as everybody, good morning, everybody, good morning. As everybody is sitting here, I mean, most people are watching me from the U.S. There's other, I have a lot of people who are watching me that are not in the U.S. But one of the things that we focus on a lot is U.S. right, the U.S. economy, how the U.S. is going to be doing, and even sometimes globally as well. But what we need to understand, and I read a story earlier about developing countries, right? Think about countries like Nairobi and these other countries who were having food shortages, were having issues prior to COVID-19, and so now with COVID-19 happening, I think I read numbers like there's a bunch, there's about 135 million people who are in poverty and are don't have enough food, right? And with COVID-19 and the resources being scarce, that number is actually going to probably double to about 235 which million, right? And so I'm just asking, well, number one, pray for the world, because while we are seeing issues here in America and other places, but there are places around the world who are going to be hit. You know, people are not going to die from the virus, right? People are going to die. People are going to be dying from the virus, but then there's going to be people dying from famine, from lack of food, lack of resources. So let's make sure we keep those people in our prayers. Um, What else? What else is going on? What else is going on? The airlines. Obviously nobody's traveling, and I think Delta said that they're probably going to see a 90% decrease. They're going to see a 90% decrease in their revenue. Um, but some of the changes, like they're trying to figure out post COVID, how are they going to not survive, but how are they going to operate after COVID? And so some are saying that they're going to put glass partitions up, reverse middle seats. Flight attendants having protective gear, and so this is definitely something that we're trying to figure out. That all of the different airlines and businesses are trying to figure things out. Um, and even like I know there's been a lot of talk about certain states opening up businesses. Like I even heard, like, so I know, Georgia, which is where I'm located. You have Georgia, you have Florida, you have South Carolina, who are like, all right, we're gonna open up certain businesses. And it's weird to me because I really don't understand it. And I'm not even being facetious though, but I don't understand bowling alleys. Like, why would you open up bowling alleys? Like what? Why would you? I don't know. So it's bowling alleys, gyms, nail salons, barber shops, and I don't know. For me, it just seems something seemed fishy, right? Because I'm like, yo, these are places that, like in a nail salon, right? You touch, somebody has to touch your hands, right? A barber shop, people got to touch your face. Hair salon, like, and these are all things that happen with the virus. You know what I'm saying? Like how you could catch the virus. A bowling ball, right? Like literally a bowling ball. You have to put your hand in the ball, pause, right? And like, so I'm like, why are these specific things? And then even in Las Vegas, right? In Vegas, the mayor was talking about opening up businesses and saying that, and people were like, "Yo, isn't it too soon?" And the mayor's like, "Yo, it's not something that let the businesses figure it out." So I don't know. I think that something just don't seem right. I don't know. I'm not, again, like I said, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but if it don't make no sense to me at all, right? Like I could understand, and here's the kicker though. The kicker for me is that we are not the first country that has had a pandemic. And so there were, like China, Italy, Russia, like there's other countries who actually had the pandemic first. And if we watch what they did, they didn't open up businesses right away. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't open up businesses right away. And in fact, they didn't open up businesses or open up the economy until you started to see things decline, right? Like they started seeing the decline in the numbers. Here, especially in Georgia, right? In Georgia, they're asking to open up businesses, but numbers are still rising. So how are you asking to open up businesses as numbers are still rising? We haven't even, seen a downtick in those numbers. So something seems fishy. I don't know what it is, but it seems fishy. And so I would tell everybody, just be cautious. I know that not everybody is in a position to um, not have income. And so if you're part of a business that opens and they tell you go back to work, some people got to literally choose between life and death, meaning that, do I go and find a place, find something to make money so I can eat, or do I, jeopardize my livelihood? So I think or could get sick or contaminated or whatever. And so just use discernment, use caution. Definitely just be safe. I would just employ everybody to do that. So, all right, that's it for my news. Let's see what questions they have. So let me, so I'm on both. I don't know how to do YouTube questions or whatever, but let me go to Facebook and see if I could. Let me see. Do I log in? Um, Give me 1 second to log in, and I see the questions on IG. So give me a second. I'm just gonna log in, so I'm able to answer these questions for y'all. Yeah, I definitely need a producer. I need somebody to help me out with this. So my guy L Martin. the homie. All right, so let me go to the first question, the questions in IG. So, um, first question is from girl 0021, and it says, "Do you need the comments? Do you read the comments on the lessons?" I do. I absolutely do. So, the question is about. So I have online academy. If you hit the link in my bio in IG, you'll see I have an online academy, and there's about 3,000, I think, about 3,000 people right now taking the 21-day Mind Right Money Right challenge. And it's a 21-day challenge, which I might just open it up to everybody, but it's a 21-day challenge that helps you change your mindset as it relates to money. It's a meditation challenge, so there's daily meditations, things of that nature. And there's a lot of comments though, girl 0021. There are a lot of comments, and so I want to make sure. So I will, I do read them, but there are some that I haven't gotten to yet. But I appreciate all the comments. If there's something that also, if you want me to reply to something, definitely email me info at mindrightmoney.com. I appreciate that question, and thank you for being part of that. What is the best way to deal with credit card debt during COVID time? And that's a great question. So, um, the best way to deal with credit card debt during COVID time is, number one, you want to assess the debt that you have, right? And really, I would tell everybody it's important to look at your look at your credit, or look at your expenses. And when you're looking at your expenses, figure out how much money you have, how much money can you allocate towards certain things. And then once you have that, right, once you know how much money you could allocate, think about, can I allocate money towards credit card debt? If I can, then it's business as usual, meaning that if your income hasn't changed, business as usual, you should be, because credit card debt is actually one of the worst debt that you should have. And so I would do the snowball, right? Take your credit cards, put them in, from lowest to largest amount, and start to snowball those debt. But also, if you are dealing with any setbacks or things that because of COVID-19, you have issues, then I would reach out to your credit card companies, because most companies have some type of workaround. So whether it is doing any type of deferment options, lowering of interest rates. Some could even take the amount that you owe, and so therefore it won't be variable, and make it into a loan, so that way it's installment and you could pay it off over a certain amount of time. That's an option. And so it's really based on your situation, but it's also based on what your credit card company is doing, or what they can do. And so I would definitely I would definitely take a look at that. I would definitely give your credit card companies a call, see what options they have. But before you give them a call, you should definitely be figuring out how much money can you afford, or if you can afford that money, because it makes no sense to call them and ask them about options, and then for whatever reasons you can't sustain those options. So yes, you want to know what they offer, but you want to know what you can do as well. So that's what I would do. I would make sure you check your status of where you are from an income perspective, and what you could afford, and then secondly, reach out to your credit card company to see what options that they have. Appreciate you. And that question was from Cat. Cat Cat 22. Cat 22. So appreciate the question. If you have questions, because it's gonna be hard, because I'm simulcasting. So I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch, I'm on IG. So it's hard for me to see your questions in the comments. So if you're on IG and YouTube, I don't know how to get to the YouTube yet, but I'm actually gonna. I got my phone, so I'm gonna look on Facebook to see what questions they have on there. And so I'll do that. But on IG, if you could just put the questions on IG. So I'm gonna look on Facebook real quick. Ebony, what's up, Eb? We got Jack Toon. What up, Jack? Shaka, morning, morning. Dion, what's up, Dion? Um, So how do you get yourself aligned? So I appreciate you, Dion. I'm gonna ask that question. Tina Dixon, TD Bank. What's up, TD? My guy Kyle Booker is on the Facebook check-in. Edwin Cintron, that's my first boss, me. Yo, fast shout to Edwin, man. So Edwin Cintron, that's like my brother, man. That's my guy. Back in the day when I started my job at Blockbuster Videos, he was not my first boss, but he was the first guy that that saw like my talent. I was like 18 years old, got promoted into assistant manager, and was rocking out. And then years later, like I actually left Blockbuster to go and work at the bank as a teller. He wound up leaving Blockbuster to get a job at Citibank, and then eventually we connected again, and he put me in position again. You know what I'm saying? So that's my guy. Ill Flow, what up, my guy? What up, Ill Flow? My guy Ill Flow on the check-in. I see you. All right, so Dion Stewart asked, right? So I talked about being in alignment, right? And one of the questions Dion asked was, how do you get into alignment? Number one way of getting into alignment is gratitude, right? Is showing gratitude for what you have, because alignment is about a feeling, right? And so whenever you have feelings of worry, feelings that, in any sort of like negative feelings, it's not that those are bad things, but those are telling you that you're not aligned, right? So this feeling of peace is what is helps you get aligned faster with things, right? Full submission and full surrender. And I'll be honest, so like I'll even say with me, there are many things in my life that I am at peace with. And because I'm at peace with those things happen faster, right? Or I'm able to see the fruits of those labors, or I'm able to manifest them in real life really, really quick because I'm at peace with them, meaning that I don't need them. I'm not desperate for them. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I put the energy out there. I kind of like set it and forget it. I'm like, all right, I would love this, and then I set it, but there's no anxiety around it. There's no like deep desire. Meaning there is a deep desire, but there isn't this forcefulness about it. Like I'm allowing the universe to serve that up. But there's other things that I still feel anxious about, right? There's other things that I still feel anxious about. There's things that I want so bad, and it's not even like a it's not even like a bad thing. I give you a prime example. I give you a prime example. So at this stage of my life, and this is answering Dion's question. So Dion asked about how do you get into alignment, and that's what I'm answering. And at this stage of my life, making money for me is not about me. Like I want to help so many people, right? I just want to help people. And I want to help people so bad. I almost feel desperate. Like I wanna build a team. I want to help people. I want to help support other people's families, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so there's still a level of anxiety around that because what Rick Ross said. Rick Ross said uh, a boss is somebody who can stand on their own feet. Or OG is somebody who's going to guarantee we're going to eat. I forget which one he said, a boss or OG, but either which way, he talked about being like somebody who could guarantee they going to eat, and then a OG is somebody who's going to guarantee the team going to eat, right? And so I'll be honest, I'm working on the latter, meaning that it's a deep desire of mine. In fact, I work so hard because I would love to build a team. Like I think I have enough ideas, enough money making ideas, enough infrastructure and all that stuff to build the team. But there's still this, I'm still asking the God and the universe for certain things. And so the reason why it hasn't happened yet is because I'm not aligned, and I'm being in true transparency. I'm not aligned. Do me personally, do I know how to get to the bag? Absolutely. Like that's not something that I ever, I don't question that. Like that's easy. Like I don't even think about that because I fully submitted, right? Like I fully just give it to the universe. And I know that as long as I'm obedient, then everything will fall into place. But I'm still personally working around how do I get in alignment? I know how, but it's just a matter of doing it, right? Is how do I get in alignment with that space of, all right, let's build a team, let's do this, da da da. So I'm saying all that to say is that when you still feel um, anxious, when you feel, I mean, it's not really excited because there's just this, there's just certain feelings that show you you're not aligned. You know what I'm saying? And as you work with your alignment, meaning when you're vibrating on that level, right? So you have to feel the thing before you get the thing, right? And so you have to feel like a boss before you become a boss. You have to feel like a millionaire before you become a millionaire. Like really, you have to, you know what I mean? You have to be the thing, right? You have to be it, right? And so, and in fact, like this is part of that process for me, right? So me, going live and like really, simulcasting and creating this whole production. Now I'm being right this production studio, right? I'm being this thing, and then as I continue to be, now the universe is gonna serve me all the pieces that I need. Like prime example. Like I'm literally on IG Live, and then somebody hit me yesterday, was like, "Yo, let me produce your podcast for you." And then my guy L Martin hit me like, "Yo, you need a producer." You know what I'm saying? Like to produce this daily show. So now I demonstrated to the universe. I told the universe like, "Yo, this is what I need. This is I'm taking the first step." And then now the pieces are going to start to come. So alignment also comes with you being willing to take the first step. You be willing to, no matter how you feel, you do it, right? Because like this is a test run. Like I didn't even, I was like, yo, on Monday I'm gonna start. But I was like, nah, let's like, what you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? So simulcast, like literally, I just said, yo, let me put it together. This is just off the top. I'm doing it ugly. Can we get it? Can we get it looking better? Maybe. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna show y'all on IG, but just to see on IG, like this is what I'm looking like on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So I got like I look like a newscaster, sure. Like I got I got my logo up there. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got a lower third. I got all that stuff. So I'm just saying, um, that just do it ugly, but you get into alignment also by um, you know, getting past the feeling of desperation or anxiety or fear or worry, like all these things that are blocking you from feeling that you deserve what you want. Hopefully, Dion, that answers that. My guy Joe Edmondson is on the check-in on Facebook. Um, Tamika, what's up, Mika? Mika, salute to you. You know what I mean? Morning, Mika. Um, Edwin Sintra, you are the man. I'm so proud of you. Nah, thank you, brother. Thank you. Definitely came a long way. MP. Melissa Pena is in the building. Tiffany Lawson's in the building. Aisha Brown in the building. Tamika, I'm here to join the team. Let's do it. And I already know the ethics, so we gonna build this thing. Yay Bay Divine is watching. All right, so let me go back to IG. Let me see. I got some more questions on IG. And then so CP0126 says, where do you get your news from? So it's a various amount of sources, and so I'm always like scouring. So there's a newsletter that I get called Morning Brew. I read the Skim, CNN Money, Wall Street Journal, New York Times. So I kind of like read a bunch of stuff just to kind of see what's happening, and I kind of decipher what are those important informations. I'm putting it out there too. I would love to get a news writer, somebody who could, whether it's late at night or early in the morning. I'm talking about like 5 in the morning. Read, like go through the top headlines, finance news, and then figure out like what are the important things. So I would need like a news writer to help with that. But then I would love to get like a culture person too, right? Like are there things because that's what I do best, is be able to take things that are happening in the culture and then mix them together. So like for instance, the whole Teddy Riley and Babyface thing, that was a thing, right? But there was a business lesson in that as well, and I did a video. So subscribe to me on YouTube, and you'll see the video that I did. But there's a video that I did that talks about that as well, and so I would love somebody to do that as well. And obviously I'll be doing it, but are there things that are happening in pop culture that we could use as a business lesson, because that's what I want to do. My goal is to empower people financially through everyday things, through everyday lessons, through everyday things that are happening in the world. So definitely need that as well. Dion says, "Gotcha. Just get out your way. No worries. Just do it and let it be organic." Absolutely. That's the way. So that's my answer. All right. Let me go back to. Let me see what other questions we have. If you have any questions on IG, put them in the questions box. Um, okay, all right. So CP asked the same question. Let me see if there's, because it's gonna be hard for me to scroll, but I'll scroll just so I could give kind of get get some get some comments there. Do you believe? All right. So Shell, she love money. She love money says, do you believe the theory that this is population control? I'll be honest. I don't know what to believe. I'll be honest, right? So people ask about population control as it relates to this virus. Uh, a couple of things I do know is that viruses are not natural, right? So it's not like nature didn't do this, right? Viruses are man-made, and so I do believe that this virus was made in a lab. I do believe that. I do believe that it's odd that this is a virus that is attacking the most vulnerable people. And so I forgot the name of the theory. My wife and I were actually talking about this the other day. There's a theory that talks about the survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. Like there's this theory that talks about that, and that's what this feels like, though, right? Because the only people who are affected by it are the most vulnerable of the population. So old people and people who have pre-existing conditions, right? So if you get this and you don't have pre-existing conditions, obesity, high blood pressure, cancer patients, rehab, people in nursing homes are dying left and right. And so it's almost like, yeah, it almost feels like population control. Um, and it's just unclear like who's behind it, because it's one thing if it was like isolated to one country, but the fact that this is sort of like a global thing, it's happening around the world. I'm almost curious to know like who's behind all of this. But I'm not. The good thing about reading and the good thing about understanding history is that you cannot put past anything that has happened in the past. And so if you just think about Tuskegee, like I'll just say the Tuskegee experiment, like that's real. That really happened. That's not something that we made up. Like that really happened. When you think about malaria and all these other sort of experiments that happen, or these pandemics or these outbreaks that happen that were almost man-made, not almost, but man-made. Yeah, and the country has done worse things than this. You know what I'm saying? Like millions of lives have been lost other ways. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like what is it? Because we live in a modern day now. All of a sudden, everybody, powers that be they get a conscience, and they don't do wicked things anymore. I don't know. And so I say all that to say is that I don't put it past anybody or any. I'm not necessarily saying that it. I don't think that it I don't know is what I'm saying. I don't know. Um, all right. Shelly Love says, yes, we need to pray for the world. The real out here is sad that some people aren't wearing masks or gloves. They will soon be the ones spreading the virus, and they will be a second wave. And I agree with that, right? Like somebody who has a strong, and this is why they're saying wear a mask and wear gloves, because if you have a strong immune system, you may be immune to it, right? So if you got a strong immune system and you're taking your black seed oil, you're taking your sea moss, you're working out, you're doing all the things that keep your immune system up, you're not going to have any symptoms, but you still may be a carrier. So you're like, oh, I ain't gonna get it, so I'm good. No, because you're around other people, and those other people may not have a strong immune system. And so now you may be giving that to other people. And so you should be limiting the amount of time that you're spending with other people that you don't have. Like, you need to stay your ass in your house You need to stay in your house. Like if you don't have to go out, you shouldn't go out because you could have it and not know that you're passing it on to people. And then now, as other people are going out and acting like things are normal, now we have this second wave. Like, and that's the other thing. I'm like, yo, originally they said that the COVID was gonna reach 100, 200,000 people gonna die, and then I think the number was at 60,000, and then it started to go down, and now if it almost feels like people are like, wait, we need that 200,000, that 200,000 number, so let's revamp it. Like, that's crazy to me, but um, let's see. I think this is popular control for sure. Let's see. Um, it seems very fishy. It makes no sense. All right. States collect taxes from these businesses. It all comes down to the money, not people's health. That's a great point, right? That's a great point because from a state perspective, if the businesses aren't making money, then the revenue that would normally go to the state is not going to come, and then the state could also see themselves in a situation where, they are in a crisis as well. So I do think that it's definitely about the money, for sure. And so I guess that's why they're doing that. But and on it, oh, and that's another good point though. Now that I think of it, because if people, and I wonder, right, if people are now not spending their money in their local businesses from a state perspective, but they're spending their money virtually, then what happens to that tax revenue? That tax revenue actually doesn't go to the that state that they're in. It goes to the state that they're shopping in. That's a good point. That's a good point. Lamar Lawrence 34. Lamar Lawrence 34. That's a great point. I didn't put the two and two together. Um, they are doing us wrong here in ATL. Yeah, nah. She loved money. That's a fact. But nah, but you know what? At the end of the day, we ain't gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? If the government tell you something, you don't have to listen. You know what I mean? You do have a choice. You know what I mean? So um, y'all are smart. Y'all know why here barbershops are the first to open. Yo, it's so funny because I saw this meme that was like, yo, when they open golf country clubs, the golf club, the golf, whatever you call them, the country clubs, um, tanning salons and all that. That's when we know, we'll let y'all go first, and then we'll come back out. That's a fact. I choose my life over money, and most of what I do is outdoors. I will stay in till it's really gone away. I'm with you on your comment. Makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like for me, um, man, I don't know if y'all see me outside till 2021, 2022. I'll be honest. Yo, I got my I'm about to pin my Cash app. You know what I mean? If I'm blessing y'all, y'all bless me because I'm like, yo, I'm literally like, I don't know if y'all gonna see me till 2021, 22 because this thing don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? This thing don't seem right to me. A good thing I write books, and so I'm able to make money writing books. I got webinars and things I could do, via remotely. I love the people though, and y'all could, I mean, y'all know, right? When I go out and do speaking engagements and stuff, is one of the, like, I love doing that, but I don't know. I don't know if y'all gonna see me. I love my life, and not even just that. Like, I still got purpose, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got kids. I got like a community of people, who, I want to help you with my knowledge. So I'm like, man, I don't know. We're gonna have to protect the king. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm scared that they open up schools. What if they do, and then I choose not to send my kids? Am I going to get in trouble for that? Are my kids gonna fail? It's crazy. Big Marv, that's a great question. But I know in my state in Georgia, they already suspended school for the rest of the school year. So I know my kids are not going back to school. And even if, honestly, even if they open up schools, I wouldn't send my kids back. Right? I got a 12-year-old, 4-year-old. I would not send them back. And then number two is that it's not illegal to homeschool. Like, that's something that people have been doing for years and years and years. And so, Big Marv, if you're afraid of that, I would look into what are the homeschool, like what do you need to do to officially homeschool your children. If you have the capacity to do that, then I would definitely do that. I wouldn't, like, I'm listen. I'm not jeopardizing my life or my kids' life or anybody I love's life for money, and not because Somebody else said so. So use your discernment. You have freedom. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the great things. So, bro, Lamar says, bro, I'm in Alabama. We worked and got overtime in the pandemic era. Now, salute to you. Was having a discussion with my friends last night. I'm considering homeschooling. Yup, she love money. Homeschool, that's what it is. My Alpha Omega said the 21-day challenge is helping me. Now I appreciate you. Again, I might open it up. I might have to open it up to everybody. I got about 3,000 people right now in the 21-day challenge, and I love it. I think it's a dope program. Let's see what else. All right, let me go back to Facebook. Let me go to Facebook, see what comments we got on Facebook. Edwin Cintron, with these uncertain times, any tips you can give folks getting these stimulus checks, so they don't go crazy, they don't go crazy spending on unnecessary items? That's a great question, Ed. I say that if your income was impacted by COVID-19, then as you get your stimulus check, make sure that you're looking at with your needs versus your wants and taking care of the things that are necessities, right? Number one. Number two, if your income was not affected by COVID-19, I will not say that the first thing you should do is spend your money or spend your stimulus check or figure out how you spend your money. The only caveat to that is that if you could use that money to create income producing assets right now, not in the future, right? So some people have hit me up, and this is my personal opinion. Some people have hit me up and asked me about stocks and bonds, and I say, okay, yes, the stock market is on sale, and you could take advantage of that. But at the end of the day, it's still uncertain, right? There are millions and millions of jobs that have been lost, right? 22 million was the last number I saw. Economists are projecting 47 million, right? That's almost 10%, or that's a lot of Americans out of work, right? And it's almost going to hit levels of 1930, Great Depression. And so stocks are a long-term game. You're not putting money in stock to get a return right now. That's a long-term game. And because it's a long-term game and you don't know, there's uncertainty in what income and things are going to look like right now, I wouldn't say for you to take your money and put it in stock. I would say to hold on to that money and stay liquid, right? Liquid means having cash available, having money available. So that's what I would say. I would say, stay liquid. Don't be in a rush, right? Because if you put the money in your savings account, it's not going to rot, right? Or if you take the cash out and you hold it in your house, what's going to happen to it? So I would say do not spend it. This is not the time to spend it. And I know that the stimulus, right? Think about it. Stimulus means stimulating the economy. So they gave it to you for you to spend. But what I'm saying is those who need to spend it should spend it. If you don't need to spend it, I would definitely hold on to it. And you will spend it eventually, but I would definitely hold on to it. Ed, that's a great question. On Facebook, Aisha Brown says, hey, Ash, if you have money to invest, is now the time to just hold your cash and build your credit, or the time to invest? So I just kind of answered that. But yeah, so I think, again, right, I think that, yes, this is the time to invest. Yes, this is the time to buy property. Yes, this is the time to do the things that you were preparing to do before. That's what I'm saying. Yes, this is the time to do the things that you were preparing to do before. If you if your income was not impacted, in fact, I know people who personally their income went up with this pandemic because their products and services are conducive to this time, and so their income actually went up. If you're one of those people, you should be buying property. You should be buying stocks and bonds because it's on sale. Absolutely. But if you're not one of those people, if you did not have your thought process to to do stocks and to buy property and all that stuff, now is the time to start it. Now is the time to hold on to your cash and stay liquid. Prince Akeem was good. Indy, what's up, Indy? Mael, what's up, Mael? Selena, Lady P. So Indy, what's up, Indy? That's the homie right there. Indy Smith, Ash, do you think the money was given so the government has leverage for people to go out? If people don't spend the money they have been given, do you think there will be backlash? All right, so the good thing about that's a great question. I do think yes, I do think that the money was given as leverage for people to go out because again, it's just weird, right? It's just weird that the money was given, and now as people are getting money, now the state and the different people are saying, yo, let's open up the states, let's go back out like that. That's there's something fishy to me in that. And be have no make no mistake about it, right? Stimulus checks are not about making sure you're right. Stimulus checks have always been and will always be about business. It always has, always will be. Because the economy, when they say the economy is in a recession or the economy is in a depression, it's not about your personal income. They're not looking at how much you make and how much you've lost. No, they're looking at the GDP. They're looking at how much money has been made through business. And so when they give you money, and it's called stimulus because they want you to stimulate the economy by spending money. So yes, Indy, they do want you to spend money. And I don't think there's backlash because at the end of the day, it's they can't require, they don't, like, there's no way for them to tell whether you spent it or not. What happens is that once they pumped in, let's say, billions of dollars, I think $80 billion into stimulus packages, right, into stimulus money, they now expect that consumption raises by $80 billion. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where they could tell if people, as businesses are reporting their numbers, they could tell if people are using the money for that. So I don't think there's going to be backlash, but I do think that they're going to try things like this to try to get you to go out. So that's a great question, Indy. I appreciate you. Randall Avery, salute. My guy Carter, my guy CO, what up, what up? All right, cool. Let me go back to IG. If y'all got questions on IG, put it in the question box. If you're on Facebook, put it on there. I actually on IG. I think I only got like 4 minutes. So and I don't. I think I'm good on. I think I'm good on Facebook. Um, Brianna was good. Was good. So yeah, I got like 4 minutes, and I'm a log off. Intention is everything. So Zip said, when you invest in a stock and buy a share, what does that company do with the money that you invest? Also, how many shares do a company have in total? So that's a great question, Zip. So what happens is that when you buy stock, you're buying when you buy stock, you're buying shares in a company. And it really depends on how the stock is split. And so, like, a company that's just starting out might have 1 million shares. And if they have 1 million shares, and the stock price is $1 million, then or the stock price is $1, then every time that stock price goes up or down, then that money is going into the total value of the company. And so when you think about, like, if you have the stock is worth a dollar and you have 1 million shares, then the company's worth $1 million. If that stock price goes up to $2, then now the value of the company is $2 million. Companies could use the money for operating, they could use it for cash flow, things of that nature. A lot of them just kind of just use it from a valuation perspective, to be, because a lot of them have the cash on hand, so they don't need the cash from the stock market in order to operate the business. So it's really about a value thing. The higher in value, the better the company has to operate, to hire people to do things that they need to do. And so that's where companies that see their stock going lower and lower and lower might have to file for bankruptcy because they were depending on that money to do things within the company. So it's really just to help the business or the company operate. So that's a great question. Let's see. Energy is everything. Morning, King. Through Papi Eddie, what's up? What's up, King? I had to do my Spanish access. Let's see. Good morning. It's me cleaning for you on my daughter's phone. Hey, what's up? What's up? Cleaning for you. Appreciate you. Always on the check-in. Thank you so much. You're so right. By watching some shows on pop culture gave me more boldness to step out and grow harder and created new ideas. Appreciate you. There are folks without underlying conditions being affected. The most vulnerable are people with weak immune systems, but there are some people who aren't typically victims that are affected. That's all right. That's a great point. The virus was also manipulated, which is why it's evolving so quickly. Thank you for your response. Carriers are more dangerous. That's a fact. Yes, garlic, ginger, lemon. Facts of that. Stay away from seniors specifically or anybody who already has compromised immune system. Agreed. Could anyone imagine a second wave of this monstrosity? Black seed oil, turmeric, ginger. Imagine it runs through the next flu season, October 2020. You'll have the tragic flu and COVID-19. Yeah, it's possible. I'm digging your positive energy, coach. Do you think that most jobs will be automated in the next 20 years? I do think that jobs that don't necessarily need a person will be automated for sure. Especially when you think about this, you know what I'm saying? Like this is going to be the excuse, right? This is going to be the excuse to like, really start to automate stuff. So I do think that loving this financial newscast vibe. This is dope. Appreciate you, Brianna. Yeah, I really think that I do think that things are getting automated. You know what I mean? I think that's always been the plan. They've always been trying to do it. But it's just a matter of how they were going to do it, and this is the perfect excuse. This is the perfect storm to make that happen. So digital and business, online business is the way to go unless you are into the arts. I agree with that. So yo, thanks for the layup. Check the link in my bio. I just dropped a new course that teaches you how to create income, on your terms. So I have a planner that talks about digital income. It's a full course, a workshop that I did that I'm doing. So go to the link if you're on IG. Go to the link in my bio. If you are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, make sure you go to mindrightmoney.com and under resources, just go to online courses and you'll see it. But definitely digital products is the way to go. Check that out. Hustle people stop trying to kick back. Let's see, man. They use it online. They use it online. Stay in, but it won't. All right, y'all. I'm about to sign out. You know what I'm saying? Start the day. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. If you're on Facebook, watching this later, you know what I mean? Make sure you share this. If you're watching right now, share this. If you're on IG, share this video, tag people. I'm going to save it for everybody. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. Love y'all and keep being great. All right, peace.